Blacklist Hunter here, and today we're going to talk about the shadow beasts of Hunter x Hunter. As we know, each of these nen users serve directly under one of the 10 dons of the Mafia. These individuals with unique powers were brought together to take out the Phantom Troupe, and to be honest, they were quite confident in their ability to fight until they were proven otherwise when they fought the real deal, the lethal and dangerous group which they had underestimated by a lot. The 10 members of the Shadow Beasts were the Mafia Don's best and toughest men, and their nen power and fighting capacity combined wasn't even enough to deal with a single nen user such as Uvogin. So the Phantom Troupe's first attack, which had the objective to steal the valuable auction items, took them by surprise, as the whole vault where the items were was empty. So Uvogin and the others suspected a traitor among the Phantom Troupe whom may had leaked the plan, but Krollo came to the conclusion that none in the Phantom Troupe would sell their secrets, as they don't care about fame, status or money, furthermore deducing that the Mafia somehow got a clue beforehand for a possible attack and they were being just cautious, because if they had known for certain that the A-class bounties such as the spiders were going to go berserk, the security would have been extremely high and they would have taken steeper measures. So the top leader of the Mafia decided to trust the fortune and move the items beforehand. So Phaeton tortured one of the employees there, and he confessed that a person walked in and all of a sudden the items were all gone. So basically all had entered there and used the fun cloth ability to shrink the whole items, and Krollo is so clever that he instantly deduced that all had a similar ability like Shizuku. Ultimately Krollo instructed Uvogin to go berserk so the Shadow Beasts would take action and come out to fight. So after hundreds of people went missing when the Phantom Troupe such as Fate and Franklin went berserk and ended all the guests, and Shizuku used her ability to absorb them all, the Mafia realized they were dealing with nen users and decided to send their best men who can use nen, of course, them being the Shadow Beasts. So Uvogin went berserk in the desert, ending all Mafia members left and right, and then Shadow Beast Worm appeared in the place where Kurapik and the others were observing from, and Worm warns Dalzonel and the others to stay out of this fight, suggesting that Worm was pretty confident in his ability. And furthermore, Rabbit Dog appears and states that the spiders are not just petty thieves, implying that the spiders are pretty strong. After that, Leech and Porcupine state that they should leave this matter to the experts, so basically the others should leave the fight to the Shadow Beasts. So the Shadow Beasts, to be honest, are low ranking nen users. It makes sense that these individuals are the best that the Mafia Dons can buy with their money, as it makes sense that true nen users with some standing and power don't waste their time taking orders from people such as the Dons. I mean, it's like real skilled nen users either have the ability to make money and not be dependent on taking orders from Mafia bosses, or simply don't care about money, just simply achieving their own life goals, such as many hunters like Jing Freaks or even nen users like Hisoka, who definitely aren't taking any orders from anyone. So the 4 Shadow Beasts came face to face with Uvogin, and Rabbit Dog asked him on what happened to the guests in the auction, and Uvogin tells him that they were all disposed of. And in that moment from the underground appears Worm, and he punches Uvogin with all his might and strength, but Uvogin was so tough, Worm broke his hand instantly. Uvogin then retaliated, punched him back with pure strength, smashing the whole face of Worm. And of course the other members knew Uvogin would take care of it, so they were simply playing cards above him. Then Worm, as we know, grabbed Uva's arm and dove underground, and he in reality thought now he and the others could end Uvogin. As soon as the others activated their aura and went for the attack, Uvogin unleashed the mighty Big Bang Impact, which in reality is just a punch infused with aura, but with such power that it shook the whole field and destroyed it. Ultimately Worm was finished, and the others realized that Uvogin is a spider member. The 3 remaining Shadow Beasts attacked, and Porcupine used his hair ability to stick to Uva's fist so his sponge couldn't reach him at all. Then Rabbit Dog attacked multiple times with his fangs, which had a neurotoxic poison biting off Uvogin's flesh, and Rabbit Dog is an individual that enjoys torture, as his poison has a slow effect and not an immediate lethal effect. Ultimately Leech goes in using his ability ability by unleashing hundreds of leeches on the wound that Rabid Dog had caused, and these leeches are truly disgusting as they cause a slow death, multiplying in millions, and the people that Leech uses this ability on die in agony. So next, as we know, Uvogin bit off Leech's head and the others were caught off guard, and Rabid Dog's Nen was so weak he couldn't even stop a piece of Leech's skull that Uvogin unleashed simply by using his mouth, and Porcupine was finished by a scream so loud he couldn't withstand it as he was pretty close. And if you made it this far, I suggest you check out my video on Uvogin next and why he is underrated. But moving further on, when Kurapika captured Uvogin and the Phantom Troupe was following the car, all jumped on the hood of the car and activated his ability, but managing only to capture Nobunaga as the others reacted in impressive speed and they were actually in better positions, thus avoiding being captured. Even All was impressed at their reaction speed, stating that they are not ordinary Nen users at all. So next, the remaining Shadow Beasts appeared, and one of them underestimated the Phantom Troupe members and stated that they looked very weak. A big mistake, and this shows that the Shadow Beast members are quite weak as they can't tell that the Phantom Troupe were strong. For example, just like Razor could tell that the Phantom Troupe members were quite formidable. So there was Phaeton, Machi, Shizuko and Shalnark versus 5 remaining Shadow Beasts, and ultimately they were all defeated. The Phantom Troupe were in a whole different level and simply more skilled and more experienced at using Nen than the Shadow Beasts. If I had to rank the Shadow Beasts, I would put Worm as possibly the strongest in physical strength as he went in for the attack by punching Uvogin, then followed by possibly All, Rabid Dog, Leech and Porcupine. The other Shadow Beasts we don't have any info, but possibly Porcupine and the Bat are the weakest, with this man Fish possibly being one of the most skilled one at using Nen alongside All and the others. Clearly the Shadow Beasts do have an interesting abilities but lack pure aura strength and power and even experience, so they are just like a bit stronger than a beginner of using Nen. I would even put Pokul at being stronger than most of the Shadow Beasts, but in reality they did fight the Phantom Troupe, so it was kind of an unfair fight for them since the very start. All then got captured and Krollo stole his ability while the others got ended, and thus the group alongside the 10 Dons got destroyed.